is going to be interesting. Never done this before. Been experimenting a lot, and it's loud. Very loud. Hopefully we can get to a little bit more quietness soon. It's definitely interesting. Now that I think about it, it's going to be the first time that you guys get to see the outside of where I'm lived since ever, actually. Not that anybody's watching right now, but probably one of few exceptions where there's not going to be like a starting soon screen on here. Yeah, Basilica. Hope you're doing well today. Okay, might be a while before we cross anywhere. Oh boy. Gotta love the outdoors sometimes. Figured might as well do a walking-based live stream since not much is going on for me. Besides some important stuff later. I'm doing well. Thank you. Got a lot on my mind at the moment, but you know. It is what it is. Let's see, should I... Debating on going down a different path than what I normally do. Sure. Why not? At least I'd be a bit more quiet. I know a lot of people wanted to see me do the, like the IRL stuff, so I'm like, yeah, you know what? I wanted to get out for a bit, so go for a walk, so I guess this is the stream for today. Oh yeah, I suppose it would be morning time over for you right now, wouldn't it? Or at least, well, let's see. You're like 8-9 hours ahead. I think. What time is it there right now, Basilica? Where I am, it's actually like 5 p.m. almost. $1:37. Okay, wait. You're 9. I was close. You're 9 hours ahead. Wow, I was really close. I don't know. Define being kidnapped, Noah. I mean, I'm kidnapping the stream out on a walk here where we're not inside that stinking office for once. Playing some either really relaxing or real dirtbag game. Huh. I forgot about that little mouse trap I put. Dang. I guess I'm not good at paying attention to my own shenanigans, Noah. If I'm going to a dumpster, then I live in a dumpster. I mean, admittedly, I am sometimes a messy person, but come on. Not really necessary. This street is a busy street. Dubious tomfoolery. Dang. Nah, these are shenanigans of the third kind. Gotta get it right. It's a really nice day out, I will say that, at least here. Clear blue skies, don't get that very often here, unfortunately. Where I'm originally from, it actually happened often enough. Hello, Chris. Been a while. I'm just on a walk. I'm walking. That's pretty much it. I'm just walking. This is definitely going to be an interestingly different stream than what I'm used to putting in. Ah, crud. Okay, we're going to be here a while. And time to chill, I guess. How's everyone doing on this fine night, day, morning, depending where you are? How are things going for you and Amber, by the way, Chris? Vague check-in. Heard things are going really, really well. She told me about December. Happy for you guys on that. I'm not going to go into detail about this. It's their business, but figured I'd ask. That's funny. Okay, that was the thing. There was a cut there. I don't know how much of that was heard, but oh well. The stream is exploding. Wow. Dang, man. I missed that dialogue because of random call. I don't know how much of that was heard. Hopefully none. We'll see. Because it is kind of a private statement. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, I may seem like the... Okay, I'm just catching up on everything that was said, Noah. Did it possibly just go into like a little weird buffering moment, Noah? That's the case. It's because of the call I got, and when the call happened, the stream went on pause. That was my end, not your end. I just wanted to make sure nothing bad happened there. Okay, well, and what was said, it's probably good it went on pause because what was said is kind of private and doesn't really need to be known amongst anyone other than myself and the other person. So, oh well. But yeah. Let's see, where were we again? Okay. As far as like the walk goes, let's be honest, I'm actually not that. I do game a lot, yes, and I am live streaming from that office a lot. But it's always nice to get out and walk around every once in a blue moon. So, especially on a nice day like today, before it gets blazing cold, if that's the phrase we want to use for this. That's a phrase that'll work at least. Yeah. High octane gameplay. That's one way to describe it, yes. Gameplay. I feel like some of that is just consuming part of my life because that's kind of why we do the IRL. Sheesh, motorcycles are loud, man. I'm gonna have to like set up a live stream at some point where like a camp out live stream or something. I kind of want to get more involved in that kind of thing. It's always really nice outside when I like doing that kind of stuff. Outdoor activities. I feel like I don't do that stuff often enough. That's probably the best way I can phrase that right there. Just Skinwalk. Wow, I don't think I've heard the term about skinwalkers in quite some time. When was the last time I heard that phrase? Sheesh. But yeah, I guess in a way you're right. Skinwalkers are to be feared. It's always a nice time when it's a walk, though. Usually when I go camping, it usually is like in a canyon, or something like that. Canyons are really, really scenic, and they allow for hikes as well. In fact, the last camp out I did was it was a while ago. It was with Aaron, and I believe it was with my now ex-wife, Amber, who I still keep in touch with and I'm friends with, so there's that. But the three of us, we were on that hike. We went camping there, and I think the next day was like a really long, really hectic hike. I thought it was the reverse. It was the hike first and then the camping. I honestly don't remember what order it was in. Oh my gosh, that hike was dubious. In your words, Noah. It was fun, but it was tiring. Very much so. Then again, my body's never been built for hiking, so there's that. Oh, gee. Somebody really wants to rev their sports car. Little kids. Gotta be careful here. Camping is definitely a fun time. I will say that. Actually, I don't know. I figured I'd use this time then just kind of out in the open walking as kind of an experimental thing. I guess I'm trying to experiment in a way where it's like I'm trying to figure out exactly what variety of stuff I want to get done, since this channel now is pretty much officially being done via just a bunch of live streams like this one. And I guess it would be kind of nice to find out what variety fits and what doesn't. So these walks, I don't know how frequently they're going to happen. They're good exercise, I'll say that, because they last quite some time. But how long they're actually going to happen is unknown to me right now. So, we'll see what happens. Well, I appreciate that, Noah. I have noticed that I will admit that the inspiration on that does kind of come from my friend Danny, who he's the same way. He's a very genuine guy. He and I, D9 by the way, I guess, being being a beat maker, he's very interactive with his audience. He live streams on a daily basis like I'm starting to do, except he's successfully done over 2,000 days in a row. I have a long ways to go before I'm going to get to that level of consistency, when it comes to streams at least, but let's see. I'm going to kind of rush across here. I don't know. I know for a fact that he has always been very genuine with what he does. He's very integrated and very humble. I kind of, in a way, I kind of do look up to him in that front. I consider him kind of like a brother to me. He's a very good friend, I will say that. Very good person, too. So, I kind of take that inspiration and go, you know what? He's genuine. I think me being that way would actually kind of benefit as well. So, 3 years, 4 years almost after meeting him, and here we are. Okay, what street is this? Okay, that's 400 North. Okay. Kind of hard for me to read this because of the sun. Hold on. Dang, Detroit boy. Yeah, I'm over in Utah, so the bubble of the states is what I like to call it a lot of the time, because a lot of people here, admittedly, are very seclusive, and anything that happens outside of the state of Utah it's like it doesn't even exist. And it kind of goes both ways too. Well, I can state that I'm not originally from Utah. I just live there right now. I'm originally from Arizona, and it ain't much better. Except Arizona's more like Florida in the sense, and I can claim this because my friend Aaron's from Florida. It's like Florida in the sense that there's a lot of drugs. A lot. Someone vaping is your wake-up alarm there. Or, screw that, no, not vaping, smoking. Somebody doing weed or heroin is your wake-up alarm there. At least for the most part. It is expensive to live there, though. Then again, it's expensive to live anywhere nowadays. Yeah, dude, I know what you're talking about. Scorpion popsicles. I loved those. That was like a constant as a kid for me. There's always scorpions and snakes. The odd thing about Arizona, though, when it comes to food is that there's a place in northern Arizona that used to sell rattlesnake as like a meal. It was a large, genuine rattlesnake. It was always either a rattlesnake or a king cobra. And those things were big. Like, they'd feed a family of maybe 10. For breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I can understand that. Actually, a lot of people get freaked out by that kind of stuff, so I get it. I don't, but then again, I was born and raised in that area, so it makes sense that I wouldn't be, but I've met enough people to where I can understand why it would be freaky, I guess is a good word for it. Okay, let's see here. With all of them. All of what? The snake stuff or the family? I don't think I plan on doing very much with all that. Or are we talking about something else? Snakes. Yeah, no, those, they either get cooked or they hide. Or we end up being their dinner. But to be honest, it's mostly consistent of rattlesnakes where I was from, which was the Phoenix area. So it was mostly rattlesnakes. And the nice thing about rattlesnakes is it's one of those animals where if you, like a cat, you get close, it'll warn you before doing anything. It'll rattle its tail, hence the name of the snake, before attacking if you kept getting closer. You rattle, and if it rattles and you get away, it'll actually leave you alone. Kind of like, well, like what a cat does. A cat hisses if it feels threatened, and if you back away, it'll leave you alone. And again, that's a lot of animals when you think about it. A cobra is one of the exceptions. They'll immediately attack if they notice their prey. They are wild things. But cobras, people aren't generally around those very often. When they are, they treat them like bears. They hide and hunt in the distance. And once they're dead, then they'll come after them. That's just kind of how that's always been. I found it intriguing, but I can see reason of why that would be frightening to a lot of people too. I mean, when cobras attack, it's interesting. A cobra attack is in a sense where it's like they'll numb the person out, and when they're numb enough, they will circle around them, squeeze them to death before actually nibbling on their giblets in a way. I find cobras interesting. I've never been approached by one before. I have been approached by a rattlesnake, but no negative outcome or anything. But a cobra I've never been approached by, so I can't really say I'm freaked out by them. I don't really claim fear on things that I've never had reason to be afraid of before. I do have some fears, but to specific degrees, and they have nothing to do with animals. I don't know. This has been definitely an interesting experiment, I'll say that. Probably only going to go for 10 more minutes and then I'll close off, though. Like, the live ones I like to keep shorter just because there's not as much going on, and there's only so much you can talk about within a 30-minute time span before it feels like it's starting to get dragged on. But, yeah. Animals are an interesting kind of species in general. Humans being included in that, since specimen-wise, technically humans are animals. But, or genus-wise, I should say. We're definitely not a plant, as far as I know. I don't know. This is definitely something I might start doing a little bit more often. I don't know, we'll see. Like I said, this is kind of an experimental thing. For me, it's more of a case of how much I personally will enjoy doing something like this. It's always really nice out. When it is, that's probably when I'll start doing it, because I try to go on daily walks. A lot of people think that I just sit around the apartment playing video games all day and all night just because I'm a gamer, but that's such an old stereotype that it just doesn't work anymore. That's understandable. Luckily, I live in an area where when I get Amber Alerts, it's more, they're not really ever in the general area. Plus, I may not look it, but you don't want to make me angry. And you don't want to attack me either. I've been attacked before, and I ended up with actually a broken nose, but the thing about me, I always have a way around. I get attacked, it's not going to end well for the attacker. Sometimes it's because of my response, sometimes it's because of the people I'm around. For example, currently, if I'm like out on a walk now like I am, well, I'm live streaming. So if anybody would try to do anything, the face of the person would be caught instantly, they'd be screwed. But most of the time I'm usually around somebody. I'm usually with somebody or talking to somebody, to a point where it becomes impossible for a kidnapping. Like, I usually do walk home from work on the days I do have like my day job, which isn't often, admittedly, but I'm always talking to someone. Always. or I'll be like singing with earbuds on. I'll pretend a conversation when somebody's passing by. Anyway, if someone tries to do anything, it just won't work out. A knife. I used to have a knife on me, but that knife got dull. It ended up getting thrown away. But when it comes to self-defense, physical self-defense, let's put it this way. My fists are very bony, but I'm also a very strong guy. I'm one of those people who don't look tough because it doesn't look like I have much muscle. But there's that scenario of like the really scrawny guy who's actually much tougher than they look. That's to a fault me. So somebody did try to attack me. If it was a guy, like a dude, they'd have no balls left in the aftermath, and they'd probably have no nose left. But if it was more of a case of, or they'd have no dignity left, that I can say for certain, because the thing about verbally messing with me is I'll mess with your head. And not in an illegal way or in like anything that's against the law, because to a degree that actually can be considered against the law, but, or at least here in the US it is. However, it's a case of like, I do it in a way that makes them question a lot, but not to a degree where it's illegal. I try to avoid that because, well, I mean, it's self-defense, so technically either way it wouldn't be considered illegal, but verbal self-defense is how I could use that. Even still. It's very, I don't know, I've never been the best at physical self-defense, but then again, I've never really been given a scenario where I need to be. However, when it comes to verbal self-defense, I got that pretty much instantly. On a verbal standpoint, you don't want to mess with me. You would regret it instantly. Oh, I know where I am. Actually, I'm one street west of where I need to be. Or east. East? Oh, no, yeah, west. Wow. The fact that I got that right the first time is kind of shocking to me. Because admittedly, finding my way around places I'm fine at, but when it comes to like northwest, southeast, I can get it reversed sometimes. Or north, west, south, east. I still got that wrong. North, west, south, east. There we go. I'm having a bunch of brain farts right now. And we are on a busy street again. Cool. I know what street too. My gosh. I haven't walked this street this way in a long time. Hey. Means extensive stream, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually going to close off really soon. Plus, I told the person who called me that I'd call them back later. I'm going to be hanging out with a friend later tonight, and I want to give that at least a little bit of time just to chat really quick. I'll probably make it short, but just not, I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, that being said, yeah. I'm almost home anyway. I'm going to have to set up a couple things. But yeah, thanks for joining me today on this little walk. Noah and Chris, I believe, were the only two. And Vasiliki. That's right. Noah, Chris, and Vasiliki, thanks for joining in with me today. This has been an interesting experiment. Probably will do it every once in a while, yeah, because I like getting out every once in a blue moon. Anyway, thanks again, guys. I'll see y'all later. Bye.